Okay, this is Tank Buds episode 104.
I like how Doris going, that's woo!
It's the first episode with the cold open, but I'm going to do probably every episode from now on with the cold open.
Good!
Is that cool? This one almost breaks the fourth wall and calls it a show because it has a ginger dad turn it on. But anyway.
Very good, Jax. Let's say it's
Do you have anything to say about this one? That's supposed to be Dora the Explorer.
Me?
Do you have anything to say about this episode?
You know, I'm actually offended because I really do enjoy Dora the Explorer.
Well, I did too.
Yeah, you would.
I used to call him to work just to watch marathons of this when I was actually in high school. When I was in junior high school, I did that a lot.
God damn it. We're not going to Mexico. You have to watch such trash.
Ginger.
You'll only be watching educational TV from now on. Here we go.
That's how I turned out to be.
I'm trying to think of how this episode came to be, but I don't remember.
What, the cold open?
This whole episode.
Or the beat?
The cold open, I thought it would just be fun to experiment. It worked really well. Alright, come on. I know, I took your girlfriend away. Sorry that kid. Anyway, I think, this episode came about one day when Chrissy was ranting about how illegal aliens are doing some certain things, and I thought it would be funny to make fun of that whole thing as well as agreeing with it, but more so making fun of it because it's mostly bullshit. But yeah, I don't really remember how this episode came to be at all. It was just some idea I had that. Okay, first of all, this is the first episode that addresses that Dr. Whitey's crap is magical. Things come out of it, strange things, and you can get whatever. It's like magic. You can get. If you want something, all you gotta do is think about it in your head, reach into his poop, and take it out.
My poop is just that magical. I pulled the...
Yours too? Besides just Dr. Whitey's?
Dude, you know, I am him, so my poop has to become magical.
I guess so.
And what pray tell are you doing digging through my elimination area?
I remember when I had to say this line, I couldn't say it with a fucking straight face. It took me like 4 or 5 times just to say that line.
Elimination area is pretty a great way to talk about a bathroom or a poop spot, I must say.
Peter, you're a fucking racist
But
bitch on your skirt.
And this one I also found with playing it through classes. It offends a lot of Republicans.
PJ shows this episode a lot in his college classes to classmates and people for different things.
People really like this episode. They really like the series, and I don't know. It's
Why is this the one that you show people? By the way?
Because
whenever PJ shows Tank Buds to someone, he shows this one.
Because I think it's probably the funniest one.
It is pretty funny. A lot of the jokes, again, as usual, weren't scripted like that. It's kind of, it's just, it goes, as I'm animating, I'm like, this would be kind of funny, I'll add a sound effect here. Or I'll just play off on bloopers where we just improv too long.
Yeah.
You know what?
And this whole thing was supposed to be the Mexican hat dance, but you couldn't find that shit.
Well, I didn't really want to infringe any copyright, so I used some generic stock song. Although I'm sure the Mexican hat dance was traditional and not copywritten anyway.
Yeah, that's part of public domain.
I try to, besides mentioning names of bands and people and whatnot, I try to not rip off things too much in Tank Buds as far as getting my ass sued. So
honestly,
I don't use any famous songs. I just use underground songs like the ones you hear on there. What's your
Waters?
But yeah,
Waters.
Okay, Waters is this aquatic frog that me and Chrissy had, and I decided to incorporate him in the second episode. Just have him randomly be popping up somewhere in the water dish. He lives in the water dish. He never comes up for air. He's just an aquatic frog. He just lives. He just lives in the water. And they've never acknowledged. Once in a while, Love will look at him, but they haven't ever acknowledged his presence. Until the second season, I'm going to incorporate that. I won't go into it. I have it in my head how it's going to be done, but I won't talk about it right now. Except for saying we'll find out more about Waters in the second season, but we'll see a lot more in the first season when people look at him. He's just in the water dish. He's just floating around.
I like how you do this with your hands. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, and this song was also very last minute.
Oh, yeah, I remember recording this with
Very
you.
last minute. I live with a bunch of weird roommates. And
The Bake Boys.
We went out in the balcony and recorded this in one take in like 2 minutes.
You know what we did with it? Remember?
Bean. That's a part of the Concords reference, by the way. Anyway.
Remember how we recorded this? You fucking put the piano right next, or when you were doing the vocals, you had to sing into a headphone set.
I don't remember.
Because that was how we were able to get it to be a microphone, because all the microphones we had were pieces of shit. And you had to speak into a headphone set and
honestly,
make it...
that whole year of living with those guys is a blur, so I don't remember.
Well, yeah, because you were drunk all the time. I remember having to do that one. They're hitting on bitches as they're dropping their bitches. Yeah, that was probably about the funniest one.
I don't really know how I came up with this song or all these images and sequences, but
it just happened.
It just fell to place. It wasn't really.
You were drunk.
It wasn't really a parody of anything aside from the Flight of the Conchords thing. But yeah, people who don't know or have never heard of a Mexican jumping bean. A Mexican jumping bean is this little bean you could buy in toy stores. I don't know if you can anymore. Probably popular in Mexico. I don't know. I've never fucking been to Mexico. You could buy this little plastic box with these beans that
and
appear.
they jump. And it's actually a worm.
They appear to jump around when you take them out of the box and put them in a warm area like your hand. They actually hop around in your hand. And if you wait long enough, you don't get tired of them and just lose them or throw them away, kids. You wait for them, you see this little worm comes out eventually. And it's just a worm. And it turns into a moth and flies away or it fucking dies in the box or whatever you do with it. Or they just stop jumping and you...
Or Iggy goes and shoots it in the brain and eats it.
Is nothing but a worm. Is that a metaphor saying that all Mexicans are just dirty fucking worms? I don't know. It was more just a play on the tequila worm, but sure.
In Bean's clothing?
We're just being silly. We're not racist. We're just fucking weirdos.
It's a worm in Bean's clothing. Mm-hmm. So, how about them Dodgers?
Duck Dodgers to the rescue!
Duck Dodgers!
Who the hell's Mike and why is he open? Okay, we have these random things at the end of every episode, or just whatever the most random thing pops into my head, I write it. That's pretty much what it is.
Federico Gonzalez learned a language.
You have anything else to say about this episode? Your favorite, apparently?
Well, I don't know until I saw the fifth one. This one was probably my favorite just because there was so many things going on with it that I agree with. I'm
don't
torn.
really know if I like this next episode coming up. It's really experimental.
Well, no, you see, that's why I like it. It doesn't follow the traditional guidelines.
Do you have anything else to say about Bean before we're done?
I like doing it, man. I just love this episode.
Is it just the funniest, the most jokes, or what?
I think so. I think when we were doing the lines for this one, we had the most fun because we were trying to do different voices, and we kept screwing up.
Bean and stuff. Bean, by the way, is me, but I just sped it up on Audacity a little bit.
And Federico Gonzalez is me.
Sped up.
Hey guys, what's up, man? Hey guys, what's happening? Hey man, what's up?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry that we cut out last time.
Oh, I like how you drunk finger.
Q&A part 2. This is from Psilocybin Heart. It's some random chick on my face. I don't know who the fuck she is. She's just afraid of tank buds. Her question: what exactly is tank buds? Well,
bitch.
Psilocybin. It's what happens to you when you eat your username. Show the drum set. Yeah, I play on the drum set. Okay.
I used an actual drum set, motherfucker.
Bye, folks. See you next episode.
Bye-bye!
Jesus,